So anyone who knows me should know that I'm a big nerd. And that includes, I'm a nerd for Transformers, I'm a nerd for video games, fighting games, for cameras. I'm a nerd for a lot of things. And Transformers is the thing that, well, maybe at once upon a time I was a nerd for, and I'd like to be a nerd again for Transformers. I haven't bought a Transformers toy in a while, and then this just happened to pop up on Amazon. As a kid, I had a neighbor that had a Blitzwing toy, one of the original G1 Transformers. And for whatever reason, and probably because I couldn't have it, that other kid, that neighbor had it, and it was so cool. I always really wanted it. And when I saw the picture of this on Amazon, it's like, oh my gosh, I can buy it again. And it's not that expensive, If you want to get one of those old OG G1 Transformers, you might have to pay quite a bit of money. This is a new Transformer. You don't have to pay too much money. And which seemed pretty nice about it is that the forms that this thing transforms into, they reminded me a lot of the original G1 Transformer. So if you don't know, Blitzwing is a triple changer. That means he can turn into a robot, into a tank, and into a jet. And all three of the forms look pretty cool. Sometimes when you've got the triple changers, it's like one of the forms doesn't look quite right. This one, he looks pretty legit in all three forms. So I went ahead and bought it on Amazon. Let's go ahead and unbox this guy. This is my Blitzwing triple changer, and you can see that he is pretty big. Compared to my hand, he's about as tall as, let's say I put my fingertips at his feet. He goes up to about the middle of my wrist. So yeah, I don't know. I would guess maybe about 8 inches tall, which is pretty good size for a Transformer. You can see in the back of the box, it just kind of shows the different forms that he turns into. You got robot mode, you got tank mode, and you've got jet mode. Now, what's really cool about this figure, or what really reminds me of the original, is the color scheme. This dark purple on top with the sort of desert gray color for the tank mode. That's exactly the way I remember the toy. That's what attracted me to it when I saw the listing on Amazon. So let's go ahead and crack this baby open. Toss the box aside, out fell this thing. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I apologize, but I'm not going to spend time going through the instructions and figuring out how to transform Blitzwing right now. This is the triple changer. It's going to be complicated. I'm glad I have these instructions, but for now, I'm not going to take a look at them. Oh, look at that. He comes with a trading card. You can probably tell I'm not taking the care with this trading card that a true collector might take. And if you're watching this, you are a true collector, and I am offending you. I apologize, but I also, you know what? I don't care that much. As a Transformers fan myself, I like having the toys to play with. I like the transformation. I like sort of the complexity and the design, the engineering that goes into a Transformer, the collectability of it. Never been that big of a fan of that kind of stuff. So here is the collectible trading card. It's got a bunch of stats in the back. You know what? I think these instructions are a lot more interesting than the trading card. Sorry. So there you have it in all of his non-G1 glory. There is Blitzwing. And let's see, my first impressions of the toy. He's lighter than I expected for a toy that's this big. He's pretty light. There's no metal parts on him. This is all plastic. That's kind of what you expect with any of the Transformers after the 80s. I don't know the last time I got a Transformer that had metal on it was probably in the 80s. But yeah, he seems pretty flexible. I can get him into an interesting pose, find something that doesn't make him look like a stiff robot, which is kind of all I really want from a robot mode. All the joints seem, decently stiff, not too stiff. Nothing here feels like it's gonna break. There's a lot of decals on Blitzwing. Essentially they're stickers, and now some of them, like here on the wing, this is kind of like a full-size decal. Ooh, and right there it's already a little out of place. I can fix that, but that might bother you. But they are decals and not paint. And Again, that's kind of just been what to expect from a modern transformer. A little bit of a disappointment, just because decals they can come off, they can peel off, they can be misaligned, right? They might not look quite right, but all these here, they look pretty good so far. Like I said, I'm not gonna spend the time right now to look through the instructions and figure out the full transformation, but I did watch a video or a couple of videos on YouTube of people doing the full transformation, and it looks suitably complicated. Like I said, I like transformers for their complicatedness, their complication. The more complex the transformer, the better for me. The one thing about this particular figure that was kind of a disappointment to me is that the head is a separate piece that pops out. It's like its own kind of micro transformer. If you can see here, I'll just show you down here. It's like a little micro transformer that turns into the head of Blitzwing. And okay, maybe that's cool. Maybe that's what happens in the original show. I should probably know that. I'm a bad geek. But anyway, the head is a separate piece and it goes on like that. The only reason that I find that a little disappointing is that generally, because I'm really interested into the engineering and the complexity of the transformer, when you have parts that come off, usually it's just kind of a little bit less elegant of a solution. So there's that. It also kind of seems like it just doesn't fit in there very tight. It might pop out. Maybe I just don't know how to put it in correctly, but there it is. The weapons and stuff, I never really cared about the weapons that came with my Transformers toys. Again, it's all about, for me, the complexity of turning it into and out of its different forms. And the weapons are just kind of an accessory that I inevitably lose. I'm not going to spend time figuring out how to transform this right now. It's going to take me a while, but I am going to have to review it. And so if I were to review Blitzwing at this point, I think I'm going to cop out and I'm just going to say I'm going to give him a 4 out of 5. Yeah, I'll give him a 4 out of 5. I think the complexity, again, I haven't transformed it yet, but the complexity seems like it's all there. I like, it's got 3 different forms, which is great. All 3 forms look pretty good, which is great. Doesn't have quite the complexity of an alternator, like even like the articulation, the fingers are not articulated. It does have rolling wheels, but they're not rubber, things like that. So it's not quite alternators for me. Like that's the best Transformers. Those are 5s. This, I'm gonna give it a 4. That's pretty solid. If you like this video, you can give it a thumbs up. You can subscribe to Super Reviews for more Super Reviews. And if you're interested in checking this out, I've got a link to it on Amazon down below. I picked it up for about 25 bucks. I've seen it up to about 30 bucks. But this is the sort of thing that as soon as it becomes hard to find, it's going to go up to 60 bucks. So that's why I decided to go ahead and buy it now. If you're interested in it, buy it now, and I'll check you out in the next episode.